this is the Counterattack playthrough series, playing the Battle for Normandy. We're playing the Bloody Omaha scenario. This is the second turn, which is June 6 p.m. We previously finished the invasion turn, June 6 a.m. So we can see here our turn marker is now moved to the PM side, and all the reinforcements that were there are now ready to go into the landing queue. Basically, to remind you, the landing queue has a bunch of units in it. There's a single unit right there in the phase 3 or phase 2 line. So I can stack up to 4 guys in each space in the queue. So we're going to add 3 to that one guy by himself. 3 battalions, infantry battalions. Then we'll bring in an infantry battalion plus a recon for each division, plus some extra artillery and infantry, and some engineers and more artillery, some artillery. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see here, we've done that. The queue is actually too long and to even fit in the spaces, so it's going to start going off in this direction as it builds up. Got a lot of units ready to come in for the invasion. Okay, we're going to do the Allied movement phase. So basically all Allied units get to move. They're going to move using their movement allowances. No longer are units given a set number of moves as in the invasion turn. And terrain effects will determine how far they can move and where, and as well as enemy zones of control, which when you exit an enemy zone of control, and as a reminder, that's the area surrounding an enemy unit, you have to pay 2 extra movement points to exit. So let's get this queue moving forward. Guess we'll want to clear some areas out first. So one thing is this artillery unit is in the landing queue. I kind of want to just like move it laterally out of the way. I think that means it can't fire this turn, but I think that's okay. So we'll go ahead and move it laterally. You know, first things first, I think this tank is going to drive, let's see, mechanized units are indicated by yellow movement. So I'm using the mechanized movement 1 onto beach, through the draw into a town, a village. A village is driven by the other terrain, which is clear, so 1. So I've gotten 2 movement points. I'm in an enemy zone of control. You cannot move from an enemy zone of control to another enemy zone of control, so this guy's stuck here. Okay, but that also left some room for this artillery to move. I flipped it to its move side, move right over here. I don't want to move it into an enemy zone of control, so I'll just push it off to the side there. Now this infantry unit, it can go over here and join these guys, but it'd be at the bottom of a bluff. So I think it's going to come up here and join the tank, and that just made room for some guys to land. So remember, stacking is 6 points. Also, yeah, you know, I guess that maybe that artillery will move up there. No, we can't. I'm getting kind of bogged down here. Okay, that artillery has 6 movement points, so it'll move over with these guys into enemy zone of control. I need to get it out of the way. Artillery can't move, if I'm using an advanced rule, into an enemy zone of control unless there's friendly units there. Okay, so that allows these guys to offload in this direction, and these guys to offload in this direction. Okay, so I need to make sure, since almost everything has 3 stacking points at this time anyway, that I can keep offloading in those 2 directions. So then the stack moves forward. Kind of messy here. Okay, so now guys that have not moved. So this guy is at a draw. He can go 1, 2 into farmland. Okay, and then this guy, he has 6 movement points. He can go 1, 2 to leave the enemy zone of control. 3, 4. Let's go like that. Just get out from under the bluff. What else do we have here? So these guys all landed. These guys are sitting at the bottom of the bluff. I think they'll just hang out there. Over here, these guys are still trying to get ashore, or I guess up the bluffs. You know, they're just gonna hang there and hammer away when it's their turn. And of course, this guy's stuck over here. Okay, now for the allied combat and artillery phase. So we're going to be using most of the rules for the core game now. The combat is very different than during the invasion turn. However, there are a bunch of things in this simplified scenario that we'll be skipping. For example, air support, naval support. Trying to think what else. Oh, supply. So we don't have to worry about supply. We're just assumed to have, max supply situation. So we'll go ahead and get going here though. So first thing I want is I'm going to conduct an attack against this strong point. I want to clear it out. So I need to compute odds. We're now going to use a combat results table that's odds based. So let's total our attack strengths. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me see what's in here. 1, 2. So that's 6. We're in farmland. The defender is 6. So I want to try to get 1-to-1 parity on the attack. So we'll have this tank attack uphill with a 2. So this is 7-to-6 now. I have a combined arms bonus of tank and infantry attacking, so that's +1. Now this tank attacking up the bluff is -1. It's kind of weird because this guy's coming from this direction, this guy's from this direction. Like, does the die roll modifier apply to everybody at once? I guess the answer is yes. So this +1 cancels out the -1. So we'll go ahead and roll. So that's essentially a 1-to-1 odds. We got a 1, so that's probably not going to be very good here. Looking on the odds table over here, a 1 on 1-to-1 is 2 attacker losses. Let me go just double check, make sure I understand how to deal with this. Okay, so for each loss, a step must be eliminated. This is awful. Now it's probably stupid of me to do, but go ahead and eliminate this armored step down here. And I still need to eliminate one more step. Well, I think I'll take it from this battalion. So it has 2 steps, ... So we'll remove it. And I need to go dig out of my box a company. So there's the company to replace it. So we lost an infantry step and a tank step. So just that. Okay, next attack. Maybe we can do a little better over here. So we can get some attacks onto this area, but maybe this guy should go first. He's gonna, oh, there's 2 there. Attack this strong point that's all by itself. So they're not gonna use these guys to help him out because I think we'll have both these guys attack here. So we got 7 strength points, attack points, attacking a 3. So that's basically 2-to-1. I don't think there are any bonuses here, so I'll go ahead and roll. Got a 10, so that's better. 10 on the 2-to-1 column is 2 defender losses. Well, it's just a strong point. Okay, so now they can advance after combat if they so desire, and I'm going to have them do that. And for now, I'm just going to remember, if I can, who's moved and who's fought and who hasn't. So this guy can't participate in any more combats. Okay, now we're going to attack this. This artillery, I'll throw it to the bottom along with that guy. Let's see what we have here. We got 7 strength points attacking here. A couple of them are firing up the bluff through the draw. I'm guessing that's going to give me a -1 to attack. If I didn't attack and it was just this guy, it'd be 5 without the -1. I guess I'll go for 7, hoping, I don't even remember what this was, but trying to get like at least 2 to 1 if I can. So let's do this. Okay, so 2 plus 1. Remember the second number is defense. That's 3. We're in a town in farmland. So that is 2 to 1. I'm going to have a -1 for one of the guys firing up the bluffs. Farmland on the terrain effects modifier chart is a -1. So it's going to be -2 total. 2 to 1, I got a 7. That is 1 defender loss. Okay, so I can choose to destroy the company or the strong point. One nice thing about strong points is that if there's a retreat result, the unit in the strong point can choose to take a loss rather than retreat. So I could try to save that strong point and then move a German unit into it to try to hold it a little longer. And I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to let the company die. And I'm incrementing the German step losses record keeping. Okay. Well, what do we have down here? So I think both these guys are going to just try to hammer this strong point here. So we got 5 4 for attack, 2 and 2, plus 1 is 5, yeah. Rangers attacking up a bluff don't get a -1, but this guy does. I'm going to do that though, since I get 5 points, just trying to get as many strength points into the attack as possible. So 5 to 3 at -1. So let's see what's the best odds here. So let's see, 3 to 2 would be 4.5 defensive or attack points against 3. So we're at 3 to 2, but we're not at 1 to 1. And we're not at 2 to 1, so 3 to 2. Okay, and that's a -1. Got a 6. 6 on 3 to 2. Hopefully I did my math right. I'm horrible at simple math. So 1 defender loss, 1 retreat. Strong points can't retreat, so it is destroyed. The attacker loss, I think it's going to come from this infantry. So I'm recording that on the chart before I forget it. I'm reducing that battalion down to a company. And then we're going to do an advance after combat of all these guys. Oops. Okay, that's good. Now the only other attack I'm able to do, I believe, this ranger unit over here. That seems suicidal. I think he's just going to hang, wait for someone to come from behind. He at least pins this infantry unit down, so he'll just hang there, not attack. Alright. The next phase is the mechanized movement phase. So any mechanized units can move. Yellow colored mechanized units can move up to half their movement allowance. There are blue mechanized units. They're like recon type units. They can go their full allowance. So this guy's in a zone of control. I don't really want him to muck around at all. I think I had another mechanized unit in here somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're all dead. Yeah, I guess they are all dead. Okay, well, that is that. The beach is full, so that is the Allies' PM turn. I do need to point out a mistake I made. There's at least one mistake anyway. If you can recall, this hex and this hex, which had a armored company, both attacked this strong point. Well, the mistake I made is a mandatory attack was required against this hex. And the reason is, when a unit is attacking, every enemy hex that exerts a zone of control into its hex must be attacked. So since this guy was attacking, this guy exerts a zone of control into it, this hex also had to be attacked, and it wasn't. I think I had the same case here with the Rangers. There's a Ranger here and Rangers here, and they both attacked this hex. Well, since this guy exerted his zone of control into this hex, he had to be attacked. And I didn't do that. You can use a unit to, an land unit to do the attack, or you can attack the location with an artillery barrage, naval barrage, air attack, I believe, to count as an attack. So I did cheat here in that I needed to suppress this location with an attack, and I didn't. These guys got mauled pretty bad, so, maybe it's okay. Okay, it's now the Germans' turn. And as I'm starting this, I think I'll mention that if you were annoyed by my camera bouncing around, I've replaced my broken tripod with a new mount. So hopefully this is a little better, and maybe you can hear me a little better as well. So on the Allied turn, the German artillery could have been providing support to the defenders. I forgot to do that. And so at the beginning of the Germans' turn, those artillery units can flip back to their unfired state. So I kind of lost some free defensive fire there. Now, if they fire now, I believe it won't be available till their next turn. So, it won't be available for defensive fire on the Allies' turn. Okay, so first thing we do is we flip our artillery back over. Well, didn't need to do that. Next, the Germans can move using their full movement allowance available. We're not going to move anyone that's close to the beaches here. I would like to try to get someone into this strong point here, maybe one into this strong point on the road, because I'm anticipating the Allies breaking out. That is this one up here on the highway. So let's see what we can do here. I think I like this anti-tank battalion here. Could it get over to here though? It could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it can't get in there anyway. This heavy weapons, I think I want to put it into this forest as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think I'll be able to remember all these guys. This Ost infantry, might as well put them in this strong point here. So 1, half, 1. Okay. What else we have here? We have this armored unit here, mechanized unit. It came across the swamps. I think we'll go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, we'll go ahead and stack in here. 6. We can ignore the terrain when we're on roads, of course. Just thinking I'm going to build a line, sort of like this, to protect Trevier, which is one of the objectives. I'll bring the artillery or headquarters that's up here down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, 6. Just kind of getting it maybe between Trevier and Insigny-sur-Mer. By the way, units draw their supply from their headquarters, so I want everyone to be able to draw supply by tracing a path to it. See, we have a lot of guys over to the west here, or I guess that would be the east, since we're looking from the north. So let's get these guys moving in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Be nice to try to get into this strong point. I guess he'll just come down here. 5, 6. By going here, well, he's going to have a mandatory attack if I do that, isn't he? So I mentioned mandatory attacks when enemy units are adjacent. Well, and there's another category of mandatory attack. That is when you're occupying poor terrain. That would be this farmland, not around this area, but there's some swamps, clear terrain. That's all poor terrain. And if you're adjacent to an enemy while you're in poor terrain, you must make a mandatory attack. Oh, actually, but the enemy has to be in non-poor terrain for that to be required, I believe. Let me just double check that. Okay, so it's not quite true. The enemy unit does not have to be in non-poor terrain. So this would be a mandatory attack situation. So maybe I will hover back here instead. There are a bunch of exceptions. For example, at night you don't have to do mandatory attacks. Don't have to do it across a river or stream. Strong points don't have to, I believe, something like that. So anyway, gives the idea. So let's move those other guys out. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. Just slowly forming a line here. This guy looks like bicycle infantry. Is that true? I think that dot below the icon indicates bicycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good. What do we have on the coast over here? We have a 12 range artillery, so he'll just hang out there. We have this battalion. So one thing I think I'm going to do here, and I can do this at the beginning of a movement phase, is I'm going to split a company off of this battalion, which means I need to flip it to its reduced side. Okay, and then I'll send the battalion over sort of this way. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this company is going to slide into this strong point. That might be silly because I don't think the Allies want to go this way, but we'll see. Sort of protecting the artillery that's over here. Now this artillery unit has a range of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's probably not going to get into much combat by being way over here, so it's going to move. 1, 2, 3. I think we'll do that and flip it. Okay, what else do we have? This artillery up here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's in range of, looks like everything. This artillery here has a range of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think we'll get him in a better position. Just move it up to here about. This battalion, infantry, 1. Oops, let's see where we were. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. I guess we go here. Down on the coast here, we got these guys holding off the Rangers. They could go into Point du Hoc to let the guns fire, but they're not going to. This flak unit here, it is in danger of being destroyed by these Rangers and infantry here, but I'm inclined to actually move him back into this forest. Actually, he has to make a mandatory attack, so he's going to move into the forest. Okay, this artillery out here is static, meaning it's fastened to the ground or in casements, so it's stuck there. That was the German movement phase. Now the German combat / artillery phase. So I didn't position my troops adjacent to the enemy, so we're going to just go ahead and have these strong points do their attacks. So this strong point here, its strength is 1. Yeah, maybe they don't want to do any attacks actually. The odds are just going to be horrible. This is a 5. Is there anyone we can attack? So let me just double check on the strong point mandatory attack situation. Strong points are never required to do mandatory attacks. So, maybe there are no attacks going on right now. Germans will be content to hold for the moment. They could do some artillery barrages. I think they're going to hold on to them though. This is the German mechanized movement phase. They have 1 mechanized unit and it's just going to hold in that position. If the Allies had air, they would then be able to do armed recon attacks, but they don't in this scenario. So that ends the PM turn.